Welcome to another Tech Help video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I am your instructor, Richard Rost. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to customize which fields appear in a list box in Microsoft Access. Today's question comes from Annie in Pembroke Pines, Florida, one of my Platinum members. Annie asks, is there any way for the user to change the columns that are displayed on a form? Sometimes we want to see the customer's phone number. Other times, we want to see their address. I don't want to make a giant form with everything on it, and I don't want to have to make lots of different forms. Can this be done? Well, sure, Annie. What we can do is we could make a list box and control which fields are displayed as the columns in that list box. You could try to do it with a continuous form, but that'd be a lot more complicated. I think a list box is your best bet. What we'll do is we'll build something like this. Here's a list box in a form, right? There's the first name and email address, which I've got selected over here. Let's say you want to see last name. Click on last name, and last name will appear. All right, don't want to see first name anymore? Click that one off. Get rid of email, click that one off. And see, you can pick the fields that you want. This is what we're going to build in this video. Now, we've got some prerequisites before we get started. Yes, this is a developer level video. You will need to know a little bit of VBA, but don't worry. I'm going to walk you through step by step everything that you need, but I strongly recommend you watch my Intro to VBA video first. Intro to VBA. Go watch this. About 20 minutes long. It's free. It'll take you through everything you need to know to start programming in VBA. Don't be scared. It's not scary. Just go watch this if you've never done any programming. You'll learn a little tiny bit of programming. Your databases are going to get a whole lot more powerful. So go watch this if you haven't. Pause the video right now. Go watch that one. Also, I want you to watch my video on relational combo boxes. Combo boxes and list boxes are almost exactly the same thing. They behave almost the same way. The only difference is a combo box, you click, it drops down, you pick one, and it closes back up again. Okay? A list box is basically a combo box that's always open. Okay? That's basically the same thing. There's some other differences, but that's basically the difference. Okay? Watch my SQL with Access. SQL is the query language underneath all the queries in the database. You need to know a little bit of that because we're going to custom select the fields, right? So we have to know, select first name, last name, active, that kind of stuff from the customer table. So you need to know a little bit of SQL. Go watch that video. Again, these are all free. And watch my after update video. Shows you how to have an event run when a field is updated. So go watch these 4 videos if you haven't yet. Go on, go do it. Come back. I'll be waiting. I'll still be here. Go on, get out of here. Okay, so go get yourself a copy of my Tech Help free template. This is free. You can download from my website. You'll find a link down below in the description below the video. Go grab a copy if you want to. Now, in here, I've got a customer list form. And to change these fields in a continuous form would be pretty difficult. But what we can do, like I showed you a minute ago, is make a list box and very easily change the fields that display in that list box. All right, it's easier than doing it with a continuous form and different form fields. All right, so let's take one of these other forms like my single form over here. Copy and paste it, Control-C, Control-V. I'm going to call this my customer list box F, my customer list box form. All right, and we're going to work with this guy right there. Right-click, Design, View. All right, here it is. We can get rid of these fields that are on there. Goodbye. Now, it's not going to be bound to anything, so we don't need to worry about a record source. This is where you'd specify the table that it's based on. There will be no actual data in the form itself, but there will be some data in a list box. So let's drop a list box on here and just display some fields we might be interested in from the customer table. So come up here, find the list box control, drop it right there. And this is very similar to a relational combo box, right? I want the list box to get the values from a table or query. Yup. Which table? The customer table. Yup. All right. Which fields do you want to bring over here? Well, always get the ID. All right. That way the first bound column, it's going to be hidden, but the ID will be in there. So when we double click on this, it'll open up the customer form, for example, and go to the right record. All right. First name, last name, email. Let's skip down and just get state. And then maybe phone number. And I don't know, customer sense. And how about is active? All right, just some different fields that show up in this form. Okay, next. Do you want to sort it? Yeah, if you want to, that's fine. Right now, we're not going to bother. Next. Okay, this is what it's going to look like. That key column is hidden, just like with our combo boxes. Resize these to be the width that you think they should be. This is important, right? You don't have to display maybe the entire email address, but get most of it if you want. State can be nice and small. Phone number, like that. All right, customer sense is active. Okay, get those fields looking just like you want them to be. All right, next. What label doesn't matter. We're going to delete it anyways, and then hit finish. All right, there's our list box. There's the label. We'll get rid of that. Delete. Goodbye. All right, slide that up like that. Okay, and let's see what we got here. Save it. Let's close it, and then reopen it again. And there we go. Okay, not bad. There's our list of customers. Okay, some minor cosmetic things. We could turn off the record selectors and the navigation buttons since there are no records in this form. So go to the form properties, go to format, turn off scroll bars, turn off navigation buttons, turn off record selectors. We don't need any of that stuff. Save it, close it, open it up again. There we go. All right, looks much better. All right, let's go take a look at the properties for this list box. Okay, first of all, the name. I don't like list 4. Let's call this the customer list. That's the name of it. Some other properties to take note of. And in fact, we're going to drop these in Notepad. I'm going to open up my Notepad. There's Notepad. Trusty little Notepad, right? Slide this over like this. Okay. Column count is 8. That means there's 8 columns in this box. Remember, the first one is hidden. Okay, I'm going to take this. I'm going to copy this and put this over here in Notepad. So I have all those column widths. You'll find out why in a minute. Right, my count is 8. All right, there's the widths right there. Okay. Let's take a look at the row source property. Go to data. All right, here's the row source. I'm going to zoom into that, Shift F2, just so you can see it. There it is. It looks like a big mess, and I'm going to clean this up. Since we're only getting data from one table, I can clean this up a lot. I don't need customer T everywhere, so we can get rid of that. I don't need all these square brackets because if you followed my naming convention from my Access Beginner 1 class, all right, you don't put spaces in your field names or your table names. So we can get rid of all those brackets, right? So I can get rid of the customer T bracket, right? Customer T bracket, get rid of that. Get rid of that bracket, right? Keep doing all of these. It makes it easier to read because we're going to be working with this in just a minute. And it's hard to read with all these brackets in here and all these superfluous table names we don't need. Get rid of that. Get rid of this. And you'll see how it's much, much, much easier to read. That's one of the reasons why I have you follow my naming conventions for things like this. Isn't this a whole lot easier to read than that mess that was just on the screen, right? I'm going to copy this now to my notepad. Bring it over here because we're going to use this in our code. Okay, that's what I got on my notepad so far. My column widths, my count. There's my SQL statement. Okay, you can hit OK. You can put that back in the box if you want to. That's fine. Not going to hurt anything. Okay, so we got this stuff here. That's good. Set this aside for now. I'm just going to minimize it. Set it aside. All right, we're going to make this nice and big again. Now, what I want is for all of the fields that I want to be able to see in my box, I want to make checkboxes over here for those different fields. In fact, I can make this smaller because we're not going to see all of them all the time. So we're not going to be displaying all of them. Okay, so let's go grab a checkbox right there. Checkbox. Drop it on your form. All right, make this guy look good. So I'm going to make this wider and get it on the grid just nice. And we're going to set this guy to black so we can actually read it. Okay, we'll put the label in here. Now we're going to make one for each field. So the first one will be first name. Okay, and open up the properties for the box itself. And I don't want this to be called check 6. All right, I want this to be called whatever the name of the field is with the word show in front of it. So show first name. So I want to see the first name in this list. Okay, now we're going to copy this for each of the other fields. So there's first name, last name. What else we got? Email, state, phone, customer sense is active. Okay, there's all our boxes, and I'll shrink these up a little bit. Waste a little space here. All right, make these all look nice and pretty. Okay. In fact, I'm going to align all these guys to the grid. Right-click, align to grid. Right-click, size to grid, and now everyone should look nice in uniform. Okay. except that first one. There's always one. There's always one that's in there that's not perfect. Oh, come on. Get on there. Okay, everybody look good? Everybody looks good. Now we'll change these labels. This will be last name. And these are just the labels, so you could put whatever you want to display in here. Email. This one will be what's next, state. And I'm getting this off of my notepad, right? These fields right here. Same fields we got in the box right now. Okay. After state, we got phone. I think I missed one. Customer, no, I didn't. Customer sense. I'll just put cust sense in there so it fits. And then active. And now we'll set the names of these boxes. We got show first name, show last name, show last name, show email. All right, show state. And you see what I'm doing here, right? You getting the point? You getting the hang of this, right? Show phone. Show customer sense. And yeah, I'd recommend making these the same as the actual field names. Show is active. Okay. Now let's select all of these and we'll set their default values. Go to data, set the default value to no. All right, so by default, none of them will show up, but I want to see something when the box opens. So let's take first name and email address, and we'll make those yes. Set the default values to yes for just those two. And that was, you click on one, you hold the control key down, you click on the second one. That's how you can select multiple ones that aren't necessarily next to each other. Okay, now when I click these boxes on or off, I want to change what's displayed in this list box by modifying this select statement. I can change what displays in here by changing this statement in the after update event. So let's go and do that. Let's go to the first name, go to events, go to after update, click the ... That'll bring up the code builder. There we are. There's our code builder. All right, our VBA code window. And I'm in the show first name after update. Okay. What am I going to do in here? I'm going to say requery list. That's it. Nah, I'm just kidding. But we are going to have to write this requery list subroutine because Access doesn't know what this means, right? So let's go right up here, and we'll say private sub. That means only this form can use it, requery list. So we're going to put some stuff in here that's going to happen when you click on show first name. Now there's 3 properties that we have to change as we add or remove fields. And I put those 3 properties right here in my box. There's the column count property, the column widths, and the row source property. And those are all over here. If you look, go to the form, right? Go to data, and you'll see, whoop, nope, sorry, not the form, the list box, right? There's the row source property. And if you go over to format, you'll see the column count property and the column widths property. Generally, these things are the same in VBA as they are here, just remove the spaces, right? So that's row source, no space. That's column count, column widths, no spaces. All right, back to the code window. So I'm going to declare 3 variables to hold these things until I'm ready to set them in the form. Okay, so dim will go CW as string, that's the column widths property. All right, RS as string, that's going to be my row source property. And then CC as long. That's going to be the column counts. I like short variable names. That's just up to me. You can name whatever you want. All right. Okay, so let's set the default values that we're going to start at. All right, CC equals 1. There will always be one field. It'll be the ID, and it's hidden. So you're always going to start at 1. And then as we add more, we'll count that up, right? CW, the column width, is going to start off looking like this. 0, semicolon. Why? That's the first hidden column, and it's 0 inches in width. Okay? If you take a look over here at the column widths property right there, that's what it looks like, right? 0, probably put a little inches in there too, semicolon, right? 0.6146 inches is the next column, first name, right? Here's the last name, and so on. These are the widths of those different columns, right? We copied those here. There's all your widths. Okay? So yeah, we'll stick a little inches after that 0. You got to do that with a double quote, because a double quote inside of a set of quotes makes it a quote. Okay? Now our RS is going to be our row source property. That's our select statement. That's this guy. All right? We're going to start it off with select customer ID, and that's it. All right, we're going to add some stuff after that. right? Whatever fields we add. It's going to be select customer ID, and then comma first name or comma email or whatever fields the user picks. So that's what we're starting these three things with. Okay, now we're going to look at the different fields, and the ones that are checked are going to get added onto this stuff. So here we go. If show first name, then you don't have to say equals true or equals yes. It's assumed, right? True, yes, -1, 1. Those are all true values. 0, false, no. Those are all false values. So if show first name is checked, then CC equals CC plus 1. We've added a column. Okay. CW equals CW and then how wide do you want to make the first name column? I'm going to go 0.7 inches and then a semicolon. Like that. You can use the exact values out of here if you want to, right? 0.6146. I'm just gonna round them off. You don't have to have them exact. Okay? Okay? And the reason why we use ampersand is because this is a string value. This CC is a long value, so we have to add it. So it's now 2, whereas this becomes 0 and 0.7. See how that works? Okay, then we have to add first name to our row source. So rs equals rs and comma first name. End if. Okay, see what we did there? We're building on this thing. We're building on this string, this row source string. We're building on the column width string. Let's do the same thing for the next one. If show last name, then. And we can copy most of this, right? We can copy most of that there. Copy and paste. CC equals CC plus 1. We can use the same width, and then we just got to change this to last name. See, and then we'll just do this for each one of those fields. Copy, right? If show email, then same thing. Email might be longer. Let's go 1.2 inches in there, and then add email. All right, copy, paste. What's next after email? State. If show state. All right, state's tiny. What was state in the list here? State was 0.28, so we'll say 0.3. 0.3, and then we'll add state. Okay, select that, and then we'll go state is then phone, show phone, and phone was 0.89, so we'll go 0.9, phone, and what do we got? A couple more. Okay, we've got customer sense, so show customer sense. And see how I'm typing that all in lowercase? Because as soon as I leave that line, it jumps up and it capitalizes customer sense. That's a little trick that I do. If you've watched any of my videos, you've seen me do that before. Customer sense was 0.73, so I'm going to go 0.8 and customer sense. And then one more. Last one is active. Okay, show is active. That was a tiny yes no field. That's 0.35. So I'll keep that as 0.35, and we'll say is active. All right, there's all my fields. Okay, got all the fields in there. Look good? Look good. All right, now when we're all done setting those values, now CC, CW, and RS have the final values in them. Let's put them in the form. Okay, we're going to add on to RS. RS equals RS, and because we've got select customer ID, first name, email, we need to put the end of that on there, right? From customer T. If you want to add an order by, you can. I'm not going to bother for this. You can always add a sort on there later. Okay, or a where condition, I guess, if you want to. Okay, and then we have to say, now we got to set the properties of the list box. So it's customer list dot column count equals CC. Customer list dot column widths, the widths property, right, the plural one, equals CW, and then customer list dot row source equals RS, and then end sub. That should do it. That'll set all of those fields and the properties based on what we've selected. Okay, one more thing we have to do though before this will fully work is we set the requery list in the show first name after update. We have to put the same thing in all the other checkboxes. Yeah, I know it's a pain, but you got to do it. You only have to do it once though. So we got first name done. We have to do last name, event, after update, ... paste. And there's no easy way to do this. You have to just do it. Email after update, paste. See, you only got to do it once, though. State, after update, paste. I just copied and pasted it. It makes it much, much easier. Phone. Once you do it, you're done. It's like my calendar seminar. You got like 30 plus list boxes that you have to put an event in for each day of the month. Okay, there we go. There's all of our requery lists. Okay, and there's one more place we have to put requery list. That's when the form opens. When it opens, we have to also set it. All right, you can use the onload event or the onopen event. Doesn't matter. I'll use onload. All right, and then we'll just drop it right in there. And I lost it out of my clipboard for some reason. Copy and paste. There we go. All right, save it. Let's shut it down. And then open it back up again. And look at that. Isn't that cute? Right? It evaluated all these checkboxes, displayed the right columns in here. Okay, let's add phone number. Boom. Look at that. If there is no other column here, this will just show the rest of the width there. All right, active. See? If you want to make this guy wider, just change it in the code. Come back in here. Email's not wide enough for you? Okay, we'll show email right there. Let's make this 1.8. All right, now let's try it. I'm going to put that on this form. I'm going to make a button for it real quick. I'm just going to copy this button, copy, paste, and we'll call this my customer list box. All right, right-click, build event. And we're going to put in here, do command, open form, customer list box F. That's all you need. Okay, close that, reopen it. There's my main menu, customer list box, boom. All right, customer sense. See that? Active, state. All right, now it might go too wide. You might have to scroll over to see them all. All right, last name, phone number, there's all of them. You can make this as wide or as narrow as you want. Okay. Hide them. See? If you want to make it so you could double click on one of these guys to open up that customer form, that's just a double click event, right? Design view, go to the list box, open up its properties. Go to events, find the on double click, ... Right in here, we're going to say do command dot open form, which form, customer form, comma, comma, comma. It sounds like a little culture club there, right? Comma, comma. I'm just kidding. All right. The where condition is going to be what? Where the customer ID on the customer form equals the value in customer list. That's how you write that. Right? Open the customer form where the customer ID on that form equals whatever is in customer list, which is the value I just picked. Okay? Save it, close it, open it up. I'm going to see the phone number. I want to see their last names. Okay, let's open up Deanna Troy. Double click. Boom. And that, cool. See that? Close it. Let's see Malcolm Reynolds. Boom. You like that? You like that? How's them apples? So Annie, I hope that answers your question. That's one easy way that you can make a single form to display multiple fields, whatever fields you want to see in there. You want just first name and phone number? There you go. All right, you want last name and email address? Okay, no problem. See? So easy to do. If you want to learn more, in the extended cut for the members, we will turn those checkboxes into another list box, a multi-select list box. Right? We'll put a list box on that form with a list of all the fields in it that we want to be able to display. And then the user can just click on those. And that's much easier to update and change than adding more checkboxes and adding code for the checkboxes. And so you'll see how that works in the extended cut for the members. Here's the member list box. See how cool that is? Right? You click on last name, there's last name. Click off first name. See? Email. All right? A whole lot easier to update this than to make more checkboxes. That's a lot more elegant, too. So that's covered in the extended cut for the members. Silver members and up get access to all of my extended cut videos. There's like 250 of them now. There's tons of them. You get tons, hours and hours and hours and hours of stuff to watch. Gold members can actually download these databases. And you get access to my code vault with all kinds of cool source code in it. So check it out. How do you become a member? Click on the Join button below the video. After you click the Join button, you'll see a list of all the different membership levels that are available, each with its own special perks. Silver members and up will get access to all of my extended cut tech help videos, one free beginner class each month, and more. Gold members get access to download all of the sample databases that I build in my Tech Help videos, plus my code vault, where I keep tons of different functions that I use. You'll also get a higher priority if you decide to submit any Tech Help questions to me, and you'll get one free expert class each month after you finish the beginner series. Platinum members get all the previous perks, plus even higher priority for Tech Help questions, access to all of my full beginner courses for every subject, and one free developer class each month after you finish the expert classes. These are the full-length courses found on my website, not just for Access too. I also teach Word, Excel, Visual Basic, and lots more. You can now become a Diamond sponsor and have your name or company name listed on a sponsors page that will be shown in each video as long as you're a sponsor. You'll get a shout out in the video and a link to your website or product in the text below the video and on my website. But don't worry, these free Tech Help videos are going to keep coming. As long as you keep watching them, I'll keep making more, and they'll always be free. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and post any comments you may have. I do try to read and answer all of them as soon as I can. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, which is completely free, and click on the bell icon to select all to receive notifications when new videos are posted. Make sure you click the Show More link down below the video to find additional resources and links. You'll see a list of other videos, additional information related to the current topic, free lessons, and lots more. YouTube no longer sends out email notifications when new videos are posted, so if you'd like to get an email every time I post a video, click on the link to join my mailing list. Even if you don't want to become a member, feel free to donate to my tip jar. Your patronage is greatly appreciated and will help keep these free videos coming. I got puppies to feed. Now, if you have not yet tried my free Access Level 1 course, check it out now. It covers all the basics of Microsoft Access. It's over 4 hours long, and I just updated it for 2021. You can find it on my website or on my YouTube channel. I'll include a link below that you can click on. And also, if you like Level 1, Level 2 is just $1. Yep, that's all, $1, and it's free for all members of my YouTube channel at any level, even supporters. Want to have your question answered in a video just like this one? Visit my Tech Help page on my website. You can send me your question there. While you're on my site, feel free to stop by the Access Forum. Lots of good conversations happening there. Be sure to follow my blog, find me on Twitter, and of course, YouTube. Once again, my name is Richard Ross. Thank you for watching this Tech Help video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you learned something today. I'll see you again soon.